The City of Bowling Green Parks and Recreation Department works hard to make its facilities accessible to everyone, including its employees. Michael Carter, a part-time fitness instructor for Parks and Recreation, works with the assistance of Buddy Hackett, a service dog provided to him from Canine Assistants. The Canine Assistants program trains dogs for individuals with mobile impairments, seizure disorders, hearing loss, and developmental disabilities. The program is a nonprofit organization funded solely through donations, which teaches canines over 90 commands in order to assist their owners. The process of receiving a service dog, however, was not an easy one.
I received my Canine Assistants dog in September of 2008. To receive a Canine Assistance, I had to go through a 4-year waiting list. Before my waiting list, I had to gather several pieces of documentation and provide that to the organization I got them from. One was a letter of recommendation that came from Franklin, Montana, and after they sent me to Georgia to receive my service dog, I had to go through a 2-week training camp, and they trained me on the proper way to handle a service dog. And yes, this training is complete, but my training still goes on from day to day.
As a fitness instructor, Michael teaches 2 classes at Parks and Recreation, Workout with Carter and Kung Fu.
I do teach a class on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 9:30, and the class actually lasts until 11 o'clock. It's a 2-part class called Workout with Carter. The first part of the class is a strength training class and is designed to increase and maintain the mobility of a person. It's comprised of people of all different ability levels, and the class is designed with muscle memory in mind. And muscle memory is a tremendous way of learning things and a tremendous way of approaching a fitness class, especially when you're dealing with a special population like I am. And for myself, I know it's been a huge factor because muscle memory does involve things that the average person might take for granted, such as reaching out to brace yourself against an object if you're falling. It becomes almost second nature. And then we do a Kung Fu class, and that is a 30-minute class that I provide. It is done completely non-contact. The class isn't structured very well to the extent that nobody calls me sir or sensei or any of the common words for a teacher in the Eastern arts. We do have a SASH system, and that's done for 2 different reasons. 1, for me to organize the class, and 2, for a motivational factor. Just having different color sashes gives the person in the class, the student in the class, something to shoot for. We do different exercises that promote muscle memory I just spoke about. It helps with internal functions of the body. It is scientifically proven to help. Many doctors use this form of martial arts, this form of Tai Chi or Qigong or Kung Fu as a health remedy. Qigong helps the kidneys tremendously. I know urologists use it as a remedy for different ailments, and this can benefit people in my class to improve their own health by increasing their kidneys' function and their ability to move impurities out of their body. And the average person, if they become stagnant and then they become active in such a class, such a Kung Fu class, and they do these activities on a regular basis, it will find themselves much happier with their own improvement and their own achievements.
Michael began working for Parks and Recreation before he received his canine assistant. However, Hackett has improved his performance greatly.
I think my work performance has increased since I received my service dog. The ability he gives me to perform my work assignments has increased as well. There are very many tasks that he enables me to do that I formerly could not do, or maybe I was afraid that I would fall. And he definitely helps me with mobility, so that keeps me motivated to keep on working. He's a huge part of the therapeutic process that takes place in my class. It's a known fact that either the contact with an animal or just looking at the animal in the eyes is therapeutic, designed to reduce stress, and I can see that taking place in the class that I teach.
Fitness and Wellness Supervisor Frank Lamanna also sees the benefits that Hackett brings to Michael's work performance.
The canine assistance that Michael receives has really helped him with this job. As Michael mentioned earlier, Hackett, who is his canine assistant, provides him with the stability and the balance that may not be there if it wasn't for his service dog. Hackett also helps him with his day-to-day tasks. It's a little bit harder if Michael drops something to bend over and retrieve it without losing his balance. And he can go ahead and give the command for Hackett to retrieve the item for him. The dog is trained to help in emergency response. So we have to make rounds and check. We have several areas in the fitness facility, the locker rooms, the racquetball courts, the gymnasium. And while Michael's making rounds, if a member was to perhaps fall and need some help, or if Michael himself was in need, the dog is trained to respond, where if Michael can't get somebody's attention, the dog can alert somebody and then we can respond to the situation. So it also adds that added sense of security or safety for our members, but also for in case Michael or somebody else may have a need as well.
Part of Michael and Hackett's training includes an alert situation drill. In the case of an emergency, Hackett knows to run for help at Michael's cue.
Specific people are trained to know what to do, and here in the future we are going to make it part of this training for the staff. Frank Lamanna wanted me to explain and convey to the staff the importance of this training and explain to them how to carry out the proper procedures when initiating one of these emergency situations. The proper procedures: check, call, care. And instead of me having to get up off the floor and call myself, like call 911 or call for an additional staff member, Hackett would actually get that staff member, bring them to me, and I will tell them to call 911 myself.
Because Hackett is a service dog, it is important for Parks and Recreation patrons to understand that he should not be approached as a pet.
A common misconception of a service animal is that dog is a pet, and what exactly is he doing in this facility? He might not be visibly working, but I can guarantee you that he does do services while he's at Parks and Rec that benefit both me and the people and the members inside our facility. I personally will ask you to ask me permission to pet Hackett before your hand reaches out. That will enable me to keep him well behaved and more well tuned to me, because he is assigned to work with me for a reason, and part of that is because of my personal safety. I would encourage everybody to look at the ADA laws and the rules of a service dog, and a lot of people draw conclusions to what a service dog can do, and a lot of times they are mistaken on what they can do, and they're very surprised on what a service dog actually does do.
Michael has proven to be a beneficial member of the Parks and Recreation staff.
Having Michael Carter on our staff has really added some great diversity. We had always provided programs for our members the best we can, but allowing Michael with his disability to come up with creative or adaptive programming for our members with special needs has made us more varied with all the different programs and activities that we offered. It's been very challenging for Michael to come up with ways to keep the members who do have special needs or disabilities, to keep them interested in the fitness program. Sometimes with folks that might have special needs, they might lose interest because they can't do as much as somebody else can do, and they sometimes get frustrated. Or they sometimes might think, well, I can't do this or can't do that. And having Michael with us has allowed it to be more of a personal touch. It allows us to actually put somebody in that situation who's experiencing some of the same problems they might be experiencing, and can relate better to what their needs are. So it's created some great diversity for us having Michael working with us. It's also increased the creativity and just the broadness of the various programs that we offer. And as I mentioned, it's more of a personal touch.
Citizens with an interest in Michael's classes should feel free to contact him for more information.
For more information, contact Carter at the fitness facility. You can dial 393-3582. Ask for Carter. And then if I'm not available at that time, you can definitely leave a message and ask for more information about the Workout with Carter class. I will be more than happy to get back to anybody interested in participating with the class. I would like to get to know you and give you more information about myself, about my background, and about how the class will benefit you personally. I'd like to thank the city for the opportunity to work here for 8 years. However, I've only had Hackett for a short time. The city has been very helpful in the fact that they encouraged me to bring him to work with me. The staff are very friendly towards him and make it where he can work for me and where he can improve the environment around him. In fact, he works for others as well.